I'm 19 Keys, and this is High Level Conversation. Library.
What has been, because 30 years is a long time, right? By any estimation.
Yes,
right?
sir.
A very successful long time.
Yes, sir.
But what has been your greatest, I would say, challenge or lesson, right, that you had to learn as a man through this time that you've been married?
Well, in the beginning, being a father, being a husband, you're the leader of your home.
Mm-hmm.
So all I knew about leadership was mosque leadership.
Mm.
So I'm the captain, the minister.
Yeah.
You my first officer, squad leader, and y'all the private soldiers.
Mm.
So I was militating at the house. Everything was a detail. Quick thinking, fast moving. Come on, what, shut the door. So you operating like you in a war, and all y'all doing is going to the grocery store. So I was militating, Brother Keith, and my wife told me, she cried, she told me, you got to stop this. This is messing us up bad. You're messing us up.
Yeah.
This is not FY class. I said, you're right. So all I knew about leadership was I seen in the military side of the mosque, FY training.
Yes, sir.
So I'm at the house trying to turn the house into the military operation.
Yeah.
So I snapped out of it quick. And from there, we was able to get along really good. We were blessed though, because we've been together since we was 14.
Yeah, okay.
So, and we got married when we were 19. So we had the fortunate privilege to build the longevity ingredient that they found to be the longevity ingredient of successful relationship. And that is this. In 2012, they went around the world interviewing couples that were happily married for over 65 years to find out what was common. And the most common trait was they were friends with each other. So friendship is the longevity ingredient. So by the fact that we developed our friendship, came into the nation, and now we have purpose for living, duty to the God, and now we're getting the knowledge on how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be a father and a mother. Mix all of that up together, it produces the bond that Allah blessed us with. And I can say this, that even though we're getting ready to walk up on 30 years, inshallah, God willing, I still feel just as excited as I felt the first 30 minutes that I met her. Just the honest truth. So it's we don't argue. Period. We don't argue about nothing. We don't have, and my wife has never complained, Brother Keys. She navigated through poverty with me because I wanted to be true to this craft of resurrection of the dead. And she was the same when we had nothing as she is now that we have something. Never changed. So, I was blessed.
Right.
To have that kind of mate that loved what I did for the cause and for our people more than she loved what I did for her.
How do you go 30 years without arguing?
Well, no, not 30 years without arguing, but we don't argue now.
Okay, yes.
We had a few, but it never, I can say this, that we had disagreements.
Yes, sir.
And there's a difference. Argument is when two people go back and forth to find out who is right. Disagreement is when you go back and forth in a calm, respectful manner to figure out what is right.
Right.
So we tried to always follow the proper way of handling people and to treat others the way we wanted to be treated and let that rule live in our house. So we try to treat our children with honor and respect like we wanted to be treated and treat each other. So that became our little code. So we never really got hostile like that. We had disagreements, but we talked it out, and whatever truth won.
Yes, sir.
I took some L's.
Yes, sir.
I'm the man. No, the truth rule. If truth is truth, you're right. You're right. And that's another thing, whenever you have two people that don't respect the same higher mind, it's going to be hard to get along, because you might say, man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this, that, and the other. And they might say, well, my reverend said so forth.
Yeah.
Like, you compare your reverend to
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
It's not
now you having thought wars. You got two ideas going at each other.
That's unequally yoked, and I'm going to disconnect because it's going to be rough. How we not going to make it? So you got to have two same sources of ideas that you both respect.
Yeah.
If you believe in the Bible, you believe in the Quran, you believe in God, truth, if that's what you agree to, then whenever y'all have a disagreement, okay, there's a verse in the Bible that says it like this, Brother Keys, bring every thought captive unto Christ. So now my job is I can't take my thoughts and say, here, Jesus, look at this, but to take what I'm thinking or what we're arguing or disagreeing about, let's take it to the God.
Yeah.
What did he say on the subject?
Yeah, run it through the funnel.
He said so forth and so forth. So I'm a little right, you're a little right. I'm a little wrong, you're a little wrong. This is how we're going to start doing it. All right, you agree? Hands in the huddle, ready, break, we go. So that's kind of the blessing. And I think too that Allah wanted us to be in a position where we could take on other people's problems. So he did not allow us to be bothered and bogged down with our own. Because how can you fight a war out there if you got a civil war going on at home? I always tell the sisters, I say, look, the last thing that a black man wants to come home to after fighting in this world is to have to go round two with his own woman. And the last thing, brothers, that a woman wants to come home to after fighting in this world is to come home to a man that ain't been fighting at all. So when you got two people fighting in that world, you all have to be in alliance with each other. The home should be your spiritual recharge center. When you unplug from the world, come to a place of pure love and extract from the environment peace and power. When marriage is done right, that's what you have.
That's powerful. See, I know that, they say a large percentage of marriages end, a lot of them because of finances.
Yeah.
We have what they call poverty-induced stress disorder. So when you grow up in impoverished environments, there's an increased chance that you're going to be stressed out, you're going to be depressed, right? And that actually culminates other illnesses, and it creates a cycle because now you can't pay for health care, right? So it just becomes deepened and worse and worse and worse.
Right.
And if you add that to a union, right? Now you have these problems. Y'all not dealing with being friends, right? She can't get the small things that she wants. She can't get her nails done and you can't pay for them, right? So now you don't feel like a man because you can't provide. So now you start to add all this extra machismo in these other areas, right? To try to make up for that lack of willfulness that you have to do for her and for self.
Right.
So this is where you find these imbalances, and when you have imbalances, it becomes toxic, right? So I think it gets me back to that word clean, where trying to create that clean relationship is finding that harmony and that balance of, the necessities, the needs, the wants, the desires, right? The truth, that highness that has to be in it between you all. If you're going to jump into crown society, you're saying that I represent power, I represent knowledge of self.
Stepping in the name of drip, get ready with me. Stepping in the name of drip, get ready.
I wear the crown to just symbolize, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know my purpose.
It's abundance, it's royalty, it's prosperity, it's energy.
Put in.
Yeah.
I gotta walk with my head held high because you gotta see this and you gotta see this.
I believe that if anybody wants to be able to protect their mind and be able to think freely, you gotta get Crown Society today, man.
Neo after the blue pill, the color palette's all black. James Bond mixed with Malcolm X in my Che Guevara era.
I'm 19 Keys, and this is High Level Conversation.
Library.